Sego Sewa Guego. My name is Lauren Winkler. I am Mohawk with my roots in Tai and Denega. I'm also a first-year law student here at Queen's. I also did my undergrad here, so I'm pretty familiar with the campus and with the Indigenous community here. So we're representatives from Four Directions. So TEDxQueens, some students came to us and really expressed their interest in building a relationship with the different Indigenous communities in Kingston. And so they asked, and they really wanted to incorporate Indigenous voice into this conference. So we thought the best way to do that was through the drum, because throughout, I guess, the history of colonization, a lot of First Nations communities have lost their language, as well as all the time today, our voices are still silenced. So we use the drum as a way to reclaim our voice and uplift the voices of others. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with a welcome song. As Indigenous people, we believe that everything in creation has a spirit. Everything from like the height of my drum, to you, to Mother Earth, to the sky, everything has a spirit. So we sing a welcome song to bring our spirits together, as we're all here for this one purpose. So yes, and please enjoy this song.
Yes, Chimigwich. That means big thank you. Chi is big and Miigwech is thank you in our language. So yes, Ani Bojo and Dijnakas Wabignango Kwe, Bakteng and Dunjaba, Mushka Dotem, Ndogichin and the Manbe Manpi. So I'm really happy to be here. My name is Helena. I am Anishinaabe Kwe. Ojibwe from the Anishinaabe, and I've been at the Four Directions for about 7 years now, helping to share my strengths and my weaknesses with the people, mostly as a drum teacher, as a crafter, as a traditional knowledge keeper, and I just love it. And we're really happy that you've asked us out here today to learn about us. And with our songs, what's really important is the stories, because sometimes our songs are in vocables, which are, as you know, chant-like things with nonsense syllables. They they don't have any meaning to them, but the story to the song means everything, right? So we chose to tell you a particular song today called Wildflower. And Wildflower was written right here in Kingston by one of our elders called Barb Hooper. And Barb now, she's quite elderly. She's about 90 now and has had a stroke and is quite, but she's still with us here. And so a bunch of years back, she asked me if she could come to one of my drum groups, and I knew that there would be no way that Barb could tie the drum because of her physical problems. So I thought, well, in my own selfish way, I could get her story, if I gave her a drum. So we called a ceremony, and a bunch of us were over there at the Four Directions, and sure enough, I gave her that drum, and I told her that if she would give us the story, that I would consider that a good trade. And so sure enough, she told us this story right from her mouth. So she said to us, one day as the youth powwow was over there at Lake Ontario Park, just maybe about 10 years ago, after she went home, she felt kind of sad that the powwow was over. She's sitting at her table, having herself a cup of tea. She's still got her regalia on, and she said what happened was she went into this kind of waking dream. And we've all done that, right? You're sitting there and your mind goes off and you're totally awake, but you're thinking about something else. So she said this song came to her. And so she said what she saw was a man on a horse on a cliff wearing buckskin, and he had, long dark hair. And what he was the lookout over the community. And what he saw was, he said to himself, it looked like wildflowers, all the people down there. He said over there were the children playing, and over there the grandmothers were gabbing, and the trouble was lurking in the distance. So as a community, we need to look out for each other. So as the song goes, and it's all in chants, it's all in vocables. It starts out with the grandmothers gabbing, and then the grandmothers is second it, and then the trouble lurks. So the grandmothers have to raise their voice. Like we all know that as grandmothers, we have to, and parents, we have to raise our voice sometimes to our children to get them to come around. And then when we do, your life goes back to calming and soothing again. So that's our story about the wildflower, and that's going to be our next song.
Hashtag short people problems. Can you guys hear me okay? If I do this, okay. So Sego de Guanuarados, hello and welcome. De Arunya Yandras Yungits. What's Gravigate Isco de Newa Gate the Rodan Dano. De Gayanda Nega Negidero. Dano Laura Miracle Nature Hansa Gasana. So what I just said to you, I spoke to you in Mohawk and I said, I told you that my Mohawk or my Haudenosaunee name is De Arunya Yandras. It means she recognizes two skies. And I told you I live in Tyendinaga, which is a Mohawk community 1 hour west from here, so I commute every day to Queens. I also told you that I sit with the Bear Clan, so you know my governance. And I told you that my English name was Laura Miracle, so you know I walk in both worlds. I also, the other hat I wear is, I also work at Four Directions Aboriginal Student Center. I'm the Aboriginal Cultural Safety Coordinator there. And the next song we're going to sing to you, I always say, one of my sayings, and it really sticks strong with me, is in order to know where you're going, you need to know where you came from. And it's important to know histories in our relationships. And one of the histories, this next song is called Way Low. Some of you may be familiar, it's actually sang to the tune of Amazing Grace. And a lot of times when we sing our songs, it's important to know the stories. It's not about just doing something, no matter what you do, not just songs. Songs are one of the highest honors to have been given to you because people are actually lifting your spirit up and they're giving you their voice. But also, it's important to know why we're singing them and the stories behind it. So that's why a lot of times I won't sing a song unless I know the story. And actually, Helena taught me this song. It's called Huelo, and it represents the history of residential school and the resilience of our people during that very traumatic experience. And when our children were taken to these schools, they were dehumanized, and they were stripped of their identity and their names, and they were just given numbers. And so we were punished, we were conformed into a wave that we weren't familiar with. And our children had to learn how to go to church like the Western dominant society, and how to pray in church like them and go to school like them. But we were stripped of our language and our culture. So in order to conform, this song, Huelo, came, our children were in church, and having one of the songs they had to learn to sing was Amazing Grace. And so when we sing our songs, we use a lot of vocables. There are some words, but there's a lot of vocables. So this song, the children, in order to not get reprimanded, they used vocables to be able to sing this song. So this song honors those who didn't survive residential school, but those who did. And it honors that era, and it honors those voices and the resilience of Indigenous people. So this is a very emotional song, and if you want to sing it in English while we sing it with vocables, you're welcome to.
Hello.
Yes, Chinigwech. And so if there's anything that the Aboriginal person wants you to know, that in 1492, we welcomed the ashen-faced strangers. And we have always wanted to live in subsistence. And the rest is history.